We have the regular series of our R&D talks, the series where R&D experts share the latest insights and advancements into deep technologies. And today is the last session of the year. It cannot be not special, right? It's a special, I would say, episode with a special speaker. And it's called Deep Tech Trends 2024 and Beyond. And it will be focused on summarizing what technologies shaped the innovation in the current year and what was the impact of that on the technological landscape and R&D perspective as well. And what are the predictions for the future? What will be the trends of 2025? So in that perspective, we'll have the speaker, Volodymyr Karpiev, who is R&D director at SoftServe. For those who don't know, Volodymyr Karpiev leads the R&D team that develops production-level grade generative AI solutions that conduct cutting-edge research. He has extensive experience in 3D machine vision and basically machine perception, holds degrees in applied mathematics, technology management, and nuclear engineering, and have been doing a lot of consulting for the major energy companies in the European Commission. So topic is very exciting and interesting. I encourage everyone to be very active listener, ask the questions that would be answered in the end of the session on the Q&A part. And yeah, let's start. Hi, Volodymyr, and stage is yours.
Hi, Bogdan. Thank you for the warm introduction. Thanks today. So I know that previous sessions were quite deep tech with very deep levels, like deep technological discussions. Hopefully today you will still find interesting ideas, news about innovation of the past year and the predictions for the year to come. And I'll share also some insights how those like global innovations, how they reflect within our R&D team and our research programs. So yeah, let me share a couple of slides. So yeah, the major sources of information for today's talk were, first of all, R&D digests. Those are regular quarterly releases of information about our research programs, about our customer projects, and about like research papers and demos and all the new solutions that we built. So I highly encourage you to check them out. The new digest will be released early January. But also information from CB Insights that provides highlight of technology trends and venture capital investments worldwide. That's another source of valuable information to understand what will emerge soon, right? And AI is overall a big topic, big innovations that many of us, like all of us, probably heard during this year, previous years, and will be a driver of innovation. So a State of AI report is also a very extensive one. Encourage you to look through. It presents major highlights of the domain with also part of skepticism and a part of irony and humor in it. So really advise you to review those editions. Yeah, my best, nicest photos ever. And so some of the top innovations, top R&D projects, and as a reflection, like right within in innovations of 2024. Nvidia becomes like the world's hottest company that we know at the moment. All AI companies who build new features rely on hardware from Nvidia GPUs, so-called. And there are several trends with respect to this. So of course, the company now is highly valuable. The domain becomes interesting for other entrants, right? But current competitors for now fail to narrow the gap, and they mainly, like Intel and AMD, they try to invest in their ecosystem of software to build solutions that will enable applications on their own hardware, equivalent to cuDNN from Nvidia. Then there is also a bunch of big AI companies like Meta, Google, OpenAI. All of them are looking into their own hardware to reduce dependency from Nvidia GPUs, right? are exploring different solutions. And so if you think about it, there may be two opportunities to leverage from this current situation in hardware. So first of all, biggest focus of attention is around neural networks and their optimal inference on GPUs. But there is still a big chunk of algorithms that can benefit from inference on GPUs, but they are not enough optimized to run, like to be parallelized, to be to have lower time of inference and so on and so forth. So this is one direction. And the second one, if you imagine in the future having multiple competitors at some point, have other alternative GPUs, and also the drive of AI companies to leverage different GPUs, we might need to have a software that will be able to switch your program from one hardware provider to the other. Having such so-called transpilers is also very interesting domain to explore. And this is exactly the case for our customers in energy domain, for example. They have big amounts of let's say, porosity related, rock related algorithms that are not based on neural networks, that are not based on convolutions. And even a slight improvement in performance will result in significant reductions of cost for those companies, as they run many of such simulations on a daily, weekly basis. In the other direction, and here we achieve, depending from the hardware, from the algorithm, from 2x to 100x acceleration, and as a result, reduction of costs for this customer. But other type of algorithms can be also explored and optimized beyond neural networks, right? Which is the main interest at the moment. And we also are building transpilers that can run on different GPUs. For now, it's AMD and Nvidia, but also other accelerators are possible. And having such a software will facilitate exchanging, running your software on different hardware platforms available. Visual Gen AI is another big topic of innovation. Hollywood producers are starting to apply Visual Gen AI methods in production. There is a big pushback from actors and other participants of the industry, but there is still big expectations about efficiency increase, because this domain is generally very labor intensive, quite expensive. And so applying those innovations to edit images and videos can also increase significantly the efficiencies. But the technology is not perfect yet. There are still mistakes with geometry, with some parts of human bodies and other irregularities. And viewers of such videos and images start to spot those anomalies that you can see on the images on top. In addition to this, video generation emerges as important new direction for Visual Gen AI. Like if you started with generation of images, videos are like the next frontier. With this respect, Runway is one of the major actors in the domain, partners with Lionsgate to train their own models on tens of thousands of units in order of their titles, of their films and clips, which will in the future help them use this model to faster generate new content. Video generation is another hot direction. Multiple startups are raising huge funds to improve the quality of video generation. At the moment, video clips are rather short or with lower resolution, and often you can spot different mistakes on the video. Taking this into account, we also generate video. We have projects with customers on video generation. Understanding all those limitations helps us to build custom models for video generation, which will take into account all the potential, anomalies, not all, but to reduce significantly the amount of hallucinations and other defects on the generated video. So applying just an API, and there have been many released recently from Sora to many others, even in December, is not enough. And more complex approaches are required to obtain the highest quality of image generation. We will not go through the architecture of this specific solution, but if you'd like to review in more detail this topic, please review the videos where Taras Ramazhak and Leonid presented during Horizon Tech conference earlier in December. And of course, we are publishing papers both for HPC and Visual Gen AI around this, like achieving new like frontiers in research that then go directly to like applications for our customers. Visual Gen AI helps also generate avatars. One of the challenges with avatars is that they still become expensive to run at scale. You need to LLM, you need to generate video. So one of the focuses of our research is how to optimize avatar generation, both in terms of inference time and in terms of costs. This reduction of cost and inference time may in the future enable much more massive adoption of avatars in different industries when you can interact in lively manner with such. But at the moment, they still remain a bit expensive to run at like very high scales. We are also building our own solutions, our own IP, intellectual property. Here is this content creator. This one helps you to generate personalized content, taking into account images, text, branding materials, combine them all together, and even generate videos from those visuals. This solution will be announced at Nvidia GTC conference next year as well, together with one of our customers. Really excited about this announcement next year. Visual Gen AI can also help architects and designers to significantly faster generate new content and new high-quality visuals. This example is for SketchUp, where from very simple sketches, we can generate high-quality visuals like with only few clicks in the application. This feature is also planned for production release in 2025. This one is even more domain specific for architecture, recognition of PBR materials. With a few clicks, you can identify the details of the material, modify it, edit, and use for your next plans and architectural designs. And those features are like of high value, can save lots of time for as designers and architects. And I'd like to show you a quick clip of the announcement of those features during the conference Trimble Dimensions earlier this year.
Because with just one click, we're able to automatically convert a material into a full-fledged PBR. And not only will SketchUp generate and apply all the texture maps and properties, but it also fixes the base texture so that it tiles seamlessly.
That's great to know when users are excited about the release of new features, Gen AI features. From life science perspective, life science is one of the most like innovative, boiling domains where AI also significantly improves existing models, existing approaches. There have been results from different groups, from Meta to Google DeepMind. For example, researchers from Meta founded a company with a new like biology model at scale, ESM3. DeepMind announced like next generation of their AlphaFold 3 that helps analyze how small molecules, DNAs will connect to proteins. This was also like a novel result that they released this year. But also the trend in the life science research is that there is a mismatch between biology knowledge and this AI competence, which results in unclear, uncertain benchmarks. There have been two benchmarks released this year when they tried to verify results of several papers, and I found out that the claimed results were not always corresponding to the results that can be achieved with the specified solutions. In life science, we also work in multiple domains at R&D, for example, personalized medicine, and after more than 2 years of work, the results of our personalized treatment enhanced previously assumed heuristics to treat patients. We work also around healthcare infrastructure for those AI models, and drug discovery. For example, during AWS reInvent, a new drug discovery blueprint with Nvidia was released when we suggest an approach leveraging Nvidia stack of technologies to generate new drugs. Computer vision also makes huge strides in the domain of life science. It can be applied to different types of data, from X-ray to RGB images, to better detect diseases, cancer, and other formations on those on those images. And we also have a number of research papers that were published this year with respect to life science, drug discovery, that you can check out. Quantum computing, here the trend is like compared to classical computing, it's not that much in scaling the number of qubits, but now there is a big interest in improving the quality of qubits, in mitigating the noise. And you probably heard the release of new hardware from Google just recently, but there have been many researches throughout the year to improve, to correct errors of qubits. From commercial applications, some of the some of the in finance domain, for example, banks are actively investing in startups, and startups who focus on quantum finance domain are continue to hire significantly. But at the same time, from technology perspective, some of the more physics-based, chemistry-based applications may be a better fit, even thought a more long-term fit for quantum computers. We at SoftServe R&D also work with quantum computing, and together with Haiku, we have achieved a significant acceleration of transpilation times. Transpilation is needed when you convert a quantum circuit, when you want to optimize it or convert from different setups, different environments. And by using also proprietary technology of Haiku and our understanding, deep understanding of compilers and quantum technologies, we have achieved like orders of magnitude acceleration, which then helps fosters innovation, right? If you can have a piece of code on one environment and then quickly test it on completely different hardware, software platform, it is a huge benefit for research and saves lots of time. You can also check our papers on quantum computing and the references right here. Physics-informed neural networks, this is a concept that is like gaining momentum with major framework from Nvidia models that helps you optimize your, like, for example, partial derivative equation, reformulate them in terms of optimization problem, and apply neural network to solve approximately this optimization problem. Helps you achieve significant reduction of time of simulation. For example, if you have very time-consuming or very resource-consuming simulations, you can approximate them, lose slightly in accuracy, but still, but have them orders of magnitude faster. With this respect, we have another project where this actual results were obtained at the end of 2023, but follow-up researches were published throughout 2024 as well, when we accelerate from 5 to 7 orders of magnitude some of the chemical processes of a chemical reactor. Also significant accelerator with minimal losses of accuracy. Audio applications like speech recognition and spatial audio. This year, for example, there was a song completely generated by AI that has reached the top 50 most listened songs in Germany, which is a significant milestone, right? AI is starting to generate audio that is highly evaluated by human listeners. So this is, like, I think, big major milestone for this year. There are also other applications, like, for example, text to speech. It has its big, like, wow moment when we can just write a piece of text and make it spell with different voices, different type of voices. There is a big company that has become a unicorn, like a company 11 Labs, that is one of the best solutions in this domain, and big tech companies are only starting to explore this direction. So there is a huge space for 11 Labs still to expand and deploy their solutions. At the same time, speech recognition is another like backwards, right? When you convert speech to text, has wide range of business applications when you can add audio interfaces instead of typical textual or visual interfaces that we currently have. And this one has a potential to automate tasks at scale, and investors are actively looking into this domain as well. Speech recognition platform from SoftServe. So this is a solution, again, our IP that we built, that outperforms like converting speech to text and outperform major general purpose solutions. We benchmark it for different age categories, and you can spot from this plot that the improvement for the adults is smaller compared to improvement for small children or just children of different ages. And this is because many of those models were trained on huge amounts of adult data, so where they perform well enough, right? But each time you achieve either very specific jargon, like medical jargon or specific terms, or if you want to transcribe voices of small children or more elder, right, population, then those models were not trained on this data and perform not good enough, not as good as for adults. And for this, we specifically built a solution that can be tailored to those edge cases, achieve higher accuracy, and also have competitive like performance on GPUs. Really excited about this blueprint with Nvidia as well. And the goal of the solution will be to license to our customers in 2024, with some contracts already signed for benchmarking of these solutions with, I think, up to 5 customers. Spatial audio is another very interesting concept in audio. You all saw 3D augmented reality that emerges from like in contrast to regular 2D image. Spatial audio is the same concept when you can hear with sound the spatial properties of the room you are in, feel the differences between materials that are in the room or different geometry of the room, which helps you to get much more immersive experience, not only from video, but also from audio. And we are working on SDKs that can be then plugged in for augmented reality, automotive, and other applications, residential applications. Agentic AI is another huge trend. So the domain is booming at the moment. At the moment, many of startups, there are already even some startups who have reached $1 billion valuation with initial investments, but the technology is still on early stages. The idea is that you can enhance your typical language model by providing access to additional tools that it can run and that it can apply, call. The idea is that agent is not just one single model, but rather an infrastructure of different applications that can be called. And of course, it should have capabilities of planning, of knowing which action to call at which time. But at the moment, multiple solutions are being tested, are emerging, and next year will be probably a phase of even more deployment and scaling of such agents. And by the way, to be fair, at SoftServe, we have several teams working with agentic AI. For example, data science has huge expertise in Gen AI, in language models, and are exploring more framework-oriented approach to agentic AI. While at R&D, we define agentic AI as text to action, right? Once you input some simple text and simple prompts, the model can then parse the text, plan sequence of actions, and actually do some action instead of generation of text or images at the end. So yeah, really exciting times for agentic AI as well for the next year.
I assume Volodya, you was freezed for just 3 seconds. So if you can repeat, just like.
No worries. Just exciting time for agentic AI. You know, here is a solution we are working on at the moment. The idea is that agents will be also very useful for software development lifecycle. For example, test automation, manual test automation. You can input a PDF with brief description of test case, upload this document, it will be parsed by the model. On the left side, you see the test cases that were identified, and you can test visual interface, right? Just by prompting and launching, like, let's test login, let's test logout, changing of the theme. And so the idea is that those solutions, even so, like large language models, they still like have hallucinations, they still have problems and cannot fully automate some of the processes, but they will still need the guidance and checking of its performance. So here's the idea is that we'll be able to faster launch sequence of tests without need to manually go there and execute those tasks. Agents can automate part of this work or accelerate part of this work. So really exciting about such applications as well. And this is also like only first steps in deploying agentic AI for different software development life cycles. If you'd like to hear more about this exciting topic, I again encourage you to check the Horizon Tech earlier this month. And there is a talk from Oleg Mencheshin and Arkadiusz, who were going through the details, how we build those agents, and giving even more details about their capabilities. Like, let's now have a look on some of the additional like deep tech predictions, deep tech trends that may emerge. Many of them are connected to AI, artificial intelligence. For example, robotics is one of those directions that can be can get significant boost from AI. Robots all of a sudden can become much more intelligent. As you can see on this image, like OpenAI at some point decided to stop its robotics efforts. I think mainly like big part of it was due to very difficult conditions to acquire new data and to run this real world experiments rather than simulations on the laptop. And now recently in 2024, OpenAI reboots its team to work on robotics, right? And same applies for other technology companies. There still remain lots of technical challenges to be solved, but that's clear that GenAI makes robotics more intelligent and accelerate this moment when we can see even higher adoption of robots. And at SoftServe, of course, there is robotics team. So I'm highlighting this trend, but robotics team who knows like all the details of the robots applications, are solving technical challenges and building solutions for the customers. Wearables, very similar situation with wearables. You can imagine glasses, augmented virtual reality headsets that are simplified like progressively to such glasses. Other parts like watches, rings, everything else like this, bags. And I think there were like from my perspective, there were two challenges with wearables. The first one, they were not smart enough, and AI can help here. But the second one was they were not actually like, how to say, easy, practical to use. There were either too big headsets or too heavy or connected with lots of wires. So I think, at least from AI perspective, they become much, much more intelligent. And the next year could be the year when we optimize those devices to adopt them at a much bigger scale. Energy innovation, and what was a joke probably 7-8 years ago that you need a nuclear power plant to power your AI training, right? Now is a reality. Now companies are actually investing in all sorts of new energy sources like nuclear, fusion, geothermal, right? And the goal is to have steady enough, cheap enough source of electricity nearby your data centers to power your data centers. And the distance also matters because higher distances, bigger losses of energy, right? So having it nearby, having it constant, and having it like at a reasonable price, this is a big challenge. And there might be also a lot of new innovations and new ideas in energy domains that will be unexpectedly, how to say, accelerated by the development of AI. And one of the final ones is space tech. I wanted to mention. Here is just a trend of number of launched objects into space. It has significantly increased recently thanks to advances of SpaceX that reduce the price of sending a package to the space. Access to the space may enable multiple new technologies, products, solutions, and even services like mobile connection, internet connection worldwide. So this is also a very exciting technical trend to watch, to follow in 2025. Some of the additional trends where R&D will focus. So we have seen very huge benefits of launching research programs related with our lighthouse customers. Lighthouse customers are the ones who are ready to embrace new technologies, co-invest in such technologies, provide their domain knowledge, where we bring in our technology understanding to build some amazing solutions, which oriented more like for the future rather than for immediate deployment, right? When we experiment, when we conduct researches. Here's one of the customers that develops high-tech swimming suits. And for them, we are basically exploring physics-informed neural network, quantum computing approaches to find this ideal design of the swimsuit that will be the most optimized for higher achievements in sports. Another lighthouse customers is a big food company that faced at least two challenges without immediate solution for them. The first one is to capture knowledge of their employees who either leave the company or retire. In case there are some rare accidents where only those colleagues were able to solve, the company is interested to capture this knowledge, and we are building an advanced solution that will track. The idea is that it will track both the IoT processes in the company, and this solution is already deployed for the customer, but also actions of humans. So it will build so-called complete digital twin, including both hardware and human actions. And we'll be able to analyze backwards, identify events where some rare accidents occurred, and we'll identify actions also, like what humans did to solve it. And then at current stage, you have access to video analysis software that, based on your description, can analyze the big sequences, big chunks of videos and search through them, search based on your description. And this will help to faster identify, for example, how to change oil, how to perform some actions. Will provide this access to the knowledge, but that has to be recorded with cameras. And the another problem is that this company has a very complex process of liquid with crystals, where they grow such crystals, and it's difficult to monitor the speed of their growth, the number of crystals that are passing through the liquid. So the data is difficult to interpret for humans, right? Two humans can have very difficult judgment based on the same recording they saw. And here we apply neuromorphic vision. This is different compared to traditional frame-based technology, where each pixel is autonomous, independent, and captures the changes of intensity of light. This approach gives much higher temporal resolution, where we can record changes in the scene with millisecond accuracy, and then can cluster those events in space and time, distinguish noise from actual crystals that has to be counted and estimated their size.
Please leave a message after the tone.
So yeah, another neuromorphic technologies that can be applied, can enhance computer vision applications. And then this similar neuromorphic technology, event-based technology, can be have some space applications, right, where you can monitor rocket exhausts and other low light events or very fast events that can occur in the space. So neuromorphic cameras can be applied there as well. We can also monitor frequencies, taking into account that each pixel is independent and can take changes of intensity at very high frequencies. You can actually measure frequencies of devices, of processes that are in your field of view. And to find out more about neuromorphic technology, I also encourage you to review another talk at Horizon Tech that Maxim delivered, and there he goes into much more details of neuromorphic cameras and their application for oscillation frequency monitoring. Machine perception is another trend for the next year. This is the one that has been there for a while. Machine perception, computer vision technology was starting from more classical algorithms, and then AI-based applications have showcased significant gains of like accuracy improvements. Over the 5-6 years, we have collected lots of use cases and applications of computer vision, both classical and AI-based. Vlad Selotkin has presented during Horizon Tech his vision of building optical inspection solution based on his huge experience of previous work on optical inspection systems, like for major Korean manufacturing company. And also here worth mentioning that as this technology is already quite mature, within SoftServe there are different groups who work with computer vision. Data science has lots of experience in computer vision algorithms. Robotics team analyzes also images from their moving cameras to understand the environment around them for robotics use cases. There is also IoT team that also explores applications, building their own accelerators and solutions using computer vision technologies. So this one, I think, will have even more industrial adoption within the next years, as the technology already delivers quite robust and results with high accuracy. And so, yeah, once again, agentic AI, I think we are at very early stages of changing the whole software development lifecycle process. Different agents interacting between themselves, planning, execution of tasks. Of course, these are early stages, but applying AI already is valuable. But if we imagine providing additional functionalities, access to additional APIs to such agents and large language models, like the potential is truly impressive, right? And next year, I think we'll see even more like applications and solutions, even more adoption of those agents and AI models for project development. But within the next 2 or 3 years, I think the situation will change even more. And so I think we as a company should embrace it as early as possible, right? To not remain behind this important trend. Here is again a list of research papers. So some of them I mentioned during the previous slides. Here are very different domains: physics, informed neural network, life science, visual gen AI, what we talked about, high performance computing, spatial audio. I think this is like important part of what we do at R&D, right? We conduct both internal research with aim of experimenting with existing technologies, but also contributing to the research community. Here it is in the form of research papers. And we have also the other part of more like commercial projects, customer projects, where we apply these researches to get value in the industry. Thanks for your attention. Let me know if you have any questions. We'll be happy to take them. I know that there have been 3 questions that were asked before. I can start answering those, and if you would like to add more, feel free.
Go ahead with those questions.
Yeah. So about what technologies will be popular and most popular and develop the most in the coming years. So of course, AI and AI applications in different fields, but I think life science, like technology, is developing at a very rapid pace. The question at a very like high velocity. So the question is when even a higher adoption in the domain will happen, and this I think is a technology to follow in the coming years. And of course, robotics that became much more intelligent recently. There still remains a question whether it will be like a new autonomous driving, but there are high chances that robotics will still, will benefit from AI and will deliver huge value. What should we expect in 2025? I mean, expect, like, for example, if you talk about AI agents in SDLC, I think there will be first applications developed like to much higher extent autonomously, like with minimal involvement of minimal changes, right? This will be very simple applications, but that can still work, like simple games or simple that we already saw before, but now those agents will interact and produce them, right? There may be, I don't know, much more traction with wearables, with such kind of devices that we use much more often. So whether it's 2025 or the years to follow, like we should expect probably an iPhone moment for those wearable devices as well. What do you see as the biggest challenge in scaling and integrating the emerging technologies of 2024 into real world applications by 2025? So this one, I think sometimes we forget that Gen AI, like Gen AI or other applications didn't yet become didn't yet convert to AGI, right? But this can be applied to other technologies as well. And I think we do it on both sides. From on the side of the customer, sometimes we expect too much from the technology. We expect to solve the cases that it is not designed for. But also it is very important to carefully choose technologies when you build new solutions, right? We should remember about the limitations, like large language models have like, I don't know, they hallucinate, they have quite limited capabilities in reasoning. You cannot just throw your problem, at least for now, to a language model and expect it to be solved. So like remembering that AGI moment is not reached in AI. For example, we are probably close to it in computer vision, right? There are some really good results, but not all the technologies are at the level where we can, solve most of the tasks. So, but those are exciting times, right? This means that we can like deep expertise is needed to build those solutions, and also commercialization expertise to commercialize, to find the use cases, to find applications of those technologies. We cannot just solve any use case we can imagine.
Yeah, thanks for answering those three predefined questions. I think it was very valuable to have the session with direct insights from you, who work in the field and get all the insights that happened in the industry. So one more time, if someone would have the questions that you haven't had a chance to answer today, for some reason, feel free, I think, to ask them later, maybe even Volodymyr directly. If you don't mind, of course. And
yeah, sure, would be happy to for further discussions. Feel free to reach me out, whether Teams or LinkedIn, or yeah, you can find me.
So and thanks for you for joining. Hope you get some insights. It was interesting and fun. I would say, warm holidays and Merry Christmas. So yeah, thanks everyone, and have a good
Thanks
holiday.
everyone. Indeed, happy holidays, and as we say here in ATG, like stay advanced. Take care.
Stay advanced.
Thank you very much.
See you. Bye bye.